pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I get it. We can make a motion to approve the minutes from the December 2nd meeting as presented.
I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Claims 1 through 220 in the amount of $415,020. We're just gonna do that on its own because I have something I want to say about payroll claims.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept or to approve.
I'll second.
Aye.
Okay, the payroll claims. Back in November, there was additional appropriation that was on our agenda for $250,000. The commissioners denied doing it. The council was going to look into using other funds to pay the sheriff and the deputies. They went ahead and approved the cap development additional.
It hasn't been approved. It's on the agenda for their next meeting.
Okay. I reached out to State Board of Accounts regarding that, and they said that the council approves compensation, it sets an appropriation for each fund. However, commissioners approve the claims, including payroll claims. If the claim is from a fund that should not be used for compensation, commissioners can deny the claim. If wages have been approved, the county would have to find another one of those appropriation for paying these wages. That being said, when we get the reports from the auditor on the payroll, it doesn't really show what fund that they're being paid out of. It has like a plus sign or something, it doesn't show that. Okay. So I don't know if that's something, if they can include that in the reports in the future. So the commissioners know what fund their payroll is coming out of.
Well, will Kim get in trouble for this next year with the State Board of Accounts? The way it's currently written?
They clearly said the
The
county would have to
department's on here, what department it is.
right, which. See, we don't know which fund is coming out, so you know, if you have a situation like this in the future. How you gonna catch it?
Right, but
So our funds being paid out of cap development for the sheriff and the deputies right now,
yes,
okay, because there's no money.
there's no money and I'm not going to not hold up someone's payroll.
I do not disagree with you on that, Colin. But when these raises were given, I think they had ample time to find a fund to pay. And you said they're doing their additional this afternoon.
No, the meeting has been postponed until right now, Friday. But there are some conflicts in schedule
Okay, well,
because
and I know
one of
that,
the council members is in the hospital.
okay, and I know that corrections can be made. I just want to see that those funds get put back into cap development because it's clear that the ordinance does not say it will pay salaries. Now, if next commissioners, want to change that and add that, that's up to them, but right now, it's not an allowable use.
By it saying but not limited to, the council, I think, thought they could use that because that phrase is in there, but not limited to.
And I see that, right? I saw it, but I didn't agree with it, and commissioners do control that fund, and I felt like commissioners should have a say, and there was no communication from the council to the commissioners. So all I'm wanting is, I'll approve the claims.
No, we don't want to do that at all. It's not
With the
you.
exception that it not come out of cap development, that was my only concern. I don't know if you guys want to.
I
My
mean,
only concern is we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I've got an email to Stan, my field rep, as to if we can even get an additional from any other fund. And I think
So
if we
they-
get it from
Like in
county general, it's
can they
gonna change our rate.
that can they transfer? Also, you mean for next year 25, they're gonna change the rate? The tax rate, is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
because of the money we've spent already. I do have an idea where it might come from, but there again, is there enough time? And I haven't heard back from him.
I didn't know, like, in 25, I know they're gonna have to amend their salary ordinance for 24. Obviously in 25, depending on what fund they decide to pay their salaries out of. You know, when Kelly stood there and said we could find another fund, you know, I'm assuming they'll find another fund.
Like, all I remember saying sharpen her pen, I didn't.
She said she would reach out to Dudley and look into using another fund.
But it's been getting pulled out of that fund already, correct? So,
And corrections can be done to put the money back, a payroll correction can be done. If they find money in another, let's just say county general, sometimes
Right, I'm aware of that.
there could be money in there that she could
well, do you want to
transfer.
approve that then with the condition that they do just that? That we continue on, I mean, you tell me. With them, with their intention of finding, you know, them having a meeting saying it needs to go back.
Yeah,
To count.
the money, whatever money was taken out of King Power Development. Go back, not used.
So we can,
So I agree, they need to be paid. I'm not saying to deny payment. Does that sound right, Ken?
Yeah, you can condition your motion however you see fit.
Is it a conditionally controlled fund
Yes.
in capital development?
I believe so. It's just, it is, I mean, it's all subject to audit, so however. It shakes out.
Somehow we're gonna end up with something in the red at the end of the year, and that's gonna go against my audit, and that concerns me.
so what do you think? Speak freely.
If I can pull it from the other fund that I'm thinking about, which I emailed a couple council members. If I can pull it from Riverboat, I think we can, if there's enough time. I don't know how long I have to advertise it, there's a problem, because.
Yeah.
If I send it by noon today. If we can't vote on it till after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, Riverboat, do you not have any money already budgeted that's not accounted for?
You know, we spent it.
You spent everything that you, okay, council appropriated. I didn't know if there was a big line item in county general that was unappropriated that you could transfer to sheriff and the deputies.
We've asked for over $1 million in additional this year. I don't know where you think we're gonna find that again.
Well, I don't know, I don't get those reports like, council, I get just a summary of the funds. So, hard for me to know what the others, I'm not on the council.
Even, they're available for one.
Well, that's the only way they're gonna get paid.
Well, they're getting paid right now, it's just coming out of the wrong, it's coming out of the fund that shouldn't. But
And ultimately. Colleen or Kim is the one that will get smacked with the,
yeah, the county will.
which isn't right.
That's not right either, but I mean, also, when these raises were given earlier this year. I guess maybe some of that planning should have been done.
Right, right.
But if someone wants to,
disagree with that, but. Here it is, the
I know,
last hour, and
Well,
well, we brought it up in November, Colleen, and And I agree with
I
you.
was not at the meeting,
I know you weren't.
which is my fault, I guess, but,
No, it's not.
um,
But if the,
I guess I thought, well, you were on public record for that and they chose to do it, that's on them.
Yeah,
I guess that's how I looked
Yeah,
at it. It was.
absolutely.
I thought,
yes, that's what I'm saying. That you,
that's fine. So I just want to say that I think it's wrong, but you know, if the fund, if they can get paid out of another fund and team cap development.
get reimbursed next year.
so I have
Okay,
a problem trying to get it out of the riverboat. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that, because it's a county controlled fund, you don't have to, it doesn't change the tax rate or your budget order. So that's why I went with that. Now, whether the council agrees with me or not, they don't always agree with me. That's another problem, but at this point, I don't want it to affect the taxpayers' rate coming out of county general because we were struggling to get in what we did at budget time. I don't, I'm
Okay.
not,
Well, let's just leave it. No,
no,
we'll just leave it at, try to get it out of Riverboat, and if you can't, you can't. And
And that's all I'm asking.
yeah,
Brenda, can we use riverboat to replenish it then?
the statute, I looked at it this morning, says it can be used for any legal or corporate purpose. Is what it says in the
I read it
statute.
that way last week.
that's Riverboat, right?
Mhm.
You're saying that was Riverboat?
Yes.
Well,
So we would do that.
We
I mean, I'm no attorney, but that's, I can show you the statute, but it's.
I read it.
Okay,
I think that's what I would do.
okay. And you know, and even if the council, if there's not enough in there and there's possibly some county general that they could transfer to the line item.
We've got enough money to cover it out of river road. That's the reason why I went with that.
Okay. So anyway, if someone wants to make that motion that she'll try and get her reimbursed to capital development. We can move on.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Order collections, for ambulance, clerk, health department, reporter, sheriff, for the month of November.
I'll make a motion.
All second. Aye.
Review and acknowledge the clerk's monthly report. For November,
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
favor.
Aye.
Review and acknowledge the treasurer's bank reconciliation of the comparison report.
I'll make the motion. Approve.
I'll second.
Favor.
Aye.
Can't alter this portion of you, the petition to vacate the island.
Sure. There is a property owner's request to vacate a platted alley in Kate's town, in the original plat of Kate's, which requires a public hearing, so we'll show that open at
9:15.
9:15. If anybody wishes to comment on the property owner's request, the property at issue will be divided between the same landowner. The landowner owns the parcels on both sides. And I believe he's been maintaining it substantially. So no other, it's an unused abandoned right of way. If anybody wishes to be heard. If not, show the public hearing closed at,
Right.
oh,
She's got-
So I,
what's your name, please?
Amanda Tiger,
What's your address?
3751 South Gates Road. Mhm. Question. So his property is fine, I know that he's wanting to combine those, but I know there's two other property owners. That connect to that same alleyway. How does that work with the rest of the alleyway? Do you have to petition? To maybe divide it in half, or
Yes,
does it change?
it doesn't change anything with beyond the parallel lines of the extent of the request to vacate the revenue now. So it would require another petition from there, and then it would be, then one half would go to the east or west side. The half.
And does that change, if that was petitioned and approved, does that change taxes?
Yeah, it would, it would increase the taxable area, just like 8 feet or whatever it is instead of.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? All right, show the public hearing closed at line 17.
Yep.
And now the completion of the public hearing and the commissioners, I would recommend if you want to complete this today, that you have a vote on it, on the ordinance. If you approve it, then you have another vote to suspend the 2 readings rule, and that has to be unanimous, and then you have a final vote to approve the ordinance.
I have no problem approving it today.
Get it over with. Fine, yeah.
You have a motion to approve it on first reading.
I'll make the motion to approve it on first reading.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And have a motion to suspend the required the 2 meeting rule.
I'll make the motion to suspend the 2 meeting room.
I'll second. Aye.
And vote to approve and adopt the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to adopt ordinance 2024-7.
I'll second.
Aye. That's it.
This wasn't on the agenda, we had an IT agreement. It's gonna be $600 monthly, like adding the health department, so the monthly rate is gonna be $6,372. And I've read it. We can't, has reviewed it. And normally we do approve the IT agreement in December. That being said, if you guys are.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Aye.
Aye.
This. Form we have it.
Okay, let's get this fan thing done. The council has asked me for a couple of months and I've had other slightly more important things to be taken care of. Colleen and I were able to sit down late last week and get with Enterprise. They've asked if we could just buy the van. The council has. So we got with Enterprise, the total remaining on the van is $13,965.41. They said if we could pay that amount, that would leave us with $1 till December of next year, because the term closes at December of next year. And if we pay a $400 like paperwork fee, that we would own the van. That totals out to $14,366.41. With, I don't remember what line it is, Colleen. We have 10,000 in out of county that didn't get touched. If we just encumber that 10,000 into next year, the 5,400 that remains for the van that's already been appropriated for next year, that's more than enough to cover. I mean, it's like I said, 14,366, and we've got 15,400. That would be that amount. If that would be agreeable with you guys, and then I can go to the council on Friday and we can just have it. I mean, we've spent money on the upfit and the divider and the equipment that's inside it and everything like that, so.
How many miles have you put in it?
I just rolled in at 94, 95.
Okay.
So I'm afraid they're gonna come look at it and go, oh, it's worth a lot more than we thought it was, then. And then. Especially since that's so few miles. Knock on wood, we don't hit a deer.
Oh, yeah, no,
in
the
a couple of
buyout, the
weeks.
buyout's the buyout.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So,
It's just if you wanted to in 2 years upgrade it.
yeah,
That's the purpose of the lease is to keep you in good deals, but you're not putting a lot of miles on.
no, it's like I said, it's less than 90, just under 9,500 miles.
Okay,
I mean, we just
Yeah, I have a
spent the
problem with that.
money to have that wiring redone, so.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we
You
need a
want us to make
motion
Yeah, can we, so,
to have Josh buy the lease out.
well, it's kind of, we have to hold it until December of 25 with the lease agreement. I don't, the specific wording, and then Colleen and I can get them. I don't know what the exact wording was. But yeah, if we could just,
Send me an invoice.
Yeah. and then, yeah, basically, however we need to word it, the motion to buy out the van.
Make a motion to buy out the van.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
You have anything else?
No, it's been it's been extremely busy this month, extremely busy. We had 5 in our care 3 weekends ago. For the weekend, we still have 1 in my care, a veteran, from the water since gone unclaimed since December, I'm sorry. Yeah, December 1st, he's been in our care. So I'm hoping that we can get him taken care of this week. The VA is helping me out with that, and Sanders Bureau Care. Kind of paying so we help that.
Did everything go all right the other day out on 74?
Yeah, I talked with Wally a couple of times. It's kind of like in voices where this person thinks this, and but it all in the long run has went as smoothly as it could.
Okay, thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Or
Morning.
So. Bring up about this contractors agreement. This kind of got started with the Work One group. They are providing funding for the advanced EMT course. And so talking with Colleen, the money would be coming to the county itself. So in order to pay the instructors, we had to set up a contract on that. I had a preliminary one that I had received from Benton County, and I gave it to Kent to look over. He revised it and came up with this copy. The class is done. So we're now in the process of getting the paperwork turned into Work One, and then they'll send the money to the county, and then we'll disperse the money out to the instructors and that. So what I need from you guys to approve this contract, so that we can stay in good graces with the State Board of Accounts.
What are you looking at for hours? How many hours are you talking about?
So I think we had budgeted 171.5 hours at around $30 an hour. Barry and myself were the 2 main instructors. He probably taught about 65% of it. I taught the other 35%. So that 171 hours is the max that we would get paid at from Work One itself. So I think it's around 55, I can't remember, 55, 40 something was the total that would come for instructors, but there'll also be other money coming in too, which will pay for the books, the fees, all of that too. Which most places, what they do is they'll set up a contracted services, because of money coming in comes in like that, and especially with the grant, you have to do that instead of paying it directly to us.
But the $30 an hour is gonna come from the county.
No,
This comes out of the work one.
Work one.
and
Yeah.
then,
So-
but it's gotta go into the county and then they
Yeah.
pay them out of the county.
You're just wanting,
Just approval of the contract, basically, that. I think what Colleen said is State Board of Accounts has requested that, correct, that when we pay out like that, they want to have a contract.
but that money's already,
Yeah, it ain't coming out of our budget, nothing.
yeah, just wanna make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a line item set up right now.
Yeah.
We set it up back in the summer. It's an EMS education fund. It's going right into that.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no, it ain't coming out of our
That's
budget at
fine.
all.
Just wanna make
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
I'll make the motion to accept the contract.
I'll second.
Aye.
Well, that being said, like I said, we've completed the class. We've had our first individual take the test and has passed the advanced EMT. I think I have 3 of them this week taking their tests, so we'll see where they land with that. And we'll start working on getting them trained and so they can be released and work.
Just out of curiosity, is that just a written test or is it a written and,
It's like a computer-based test, so you can call it a written test.
Okay.
It's a basically they go and sit in front of a computer and they
Okay.
answer questions. From what I was told for the individual pass, there was a lot of scenarios in it, so there was a lot of like multiple choice questions of you had to answer more than just one answer.
okay,
And he felt it wasn't as tough as what we've been told it would be, so, but yeah, it's pretty, all the tests now are all computer-based
Okay.
tests. We used to do the old written test, but they don't do that anymore,
okay.
so. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. There is a delay on the truck. Not sure we're gonna get it this year. It's probably gonna be sometime next year. They're having a little difficult with the body shop and they've lost 2 employees themselves, so they're trying to push us through. So there's a delay on the remount. So I don't know if we're gonna have to encumber.
Yes, only the invoice.
From that, okay.
As an additional,
Okay,
and also that contract,
yeah,
I have printed, you have an extra footprint, we can have it.
In other words, I just forwarded that email to her.
oh, okay, yes. Okay, yes, encumber the. Yes, I can get that for you.
Save us from.
That's what I wondered, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll get that from him. Other than that, that's all I've got. You guys have anything? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Garth.
Any other department heads? I have an announcement.
Jason was.
Yeah.
The public swearing in is Friday the 20th, not Thursday. Like I stated in my letter, I don't know what calendar I was looking at, sorry. It's at 9:30 in the courtroom. And I have a report, we had our post-election audit last Thursday. And we audited the president, the governor, and commissioner District 2 races. And they shoot for a 91 to 99% to pass. And they pulled 60 ballots. And at 38 ballots, we hit 99.94%.
Awesome.
And so we were
Good
done in
job.
less than an hour, so. There is one, they have 100% confidence that everything we were doing was right, so. And we were the only county out of 7 that's being audited that our ballot counts came out right, correct, so.
Wow.
That's the last thing about elections, you're gonna hear from me for a year and a half or a year, so. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Jason,
I just have a couple of things for you this morning. I think Travis told you last week we had received our HSIP grants. We got awarded for that. I have got the request for proposals out. Those will end by January 13th. After that, when we get the letters of interest from any consulting firms, I'll probably reach out to a couple of you commissioners. Myself and Travis will go through the grading of the consultants, and then we have to be under contract by March 14th with those. For the ARPA funds that were presented for the building, do we need to do anything right now at this time? Is that something the council, we waiting until next year? We need to get the ball rolling on something.
Roger needed to get going. He was doing.
But has there even been? I mean, the ARPA funds definitely aren't gonna pay the entire building. There's gotta be.
No.
But I mean, he's gotta get it signed. And Roger.
But don't we have to appropriate some money to pay for it? Like an additional taxes or bonds or something?
They will have to go through the bond process, but.
We're not there yet.
No,
Right now, we just obligated the money to do the preliminary.
Oh,
money's
Up
already,
to that.
money's already.
I think the council does know that there's additional steps. It's just that we had to do this by December 31st.
I think we need to
yeah.
reach out.
Well, I
to
think
Roger.
we were advised by our attorneys to make sure that all the monies were there before we even started projects anymore. Okay.
Well, I think that.
Because it seems like a big waste of time if we,
Jeff, did
Work
they
is-
appropriate 1.4?
look, and that's fine, I understand that. But the backside of it is, you can do all the drawings you want, if there's nothing to pay for the rest of the building, just like the things we had with the courthouse, Maple Corner, everything else. Well, but you have to kind of finish it out. And it's a lot of money spent and a lot of waste of time if you don't finish up the project, is what I'm saying.
You have a drawing from Roger already, right?
We kind of have like a very preliminary.
Yeah, but
Nothing that you could. That's all. He's gonna have to initiate that.
Okay,
But
I just didn't mean to ruffle feathers. I just
But I
wanted to.
did want to talk to the new attorney, and see
Okay.
what we do.
Yeah, you approve any.
Colleen, I have a question for you regarding the community crossings money. We're waiting on a canceled check. And Misty has been checking for me. Yeah, she's been doing great. I've called Milestone a couple times to see if they've cashed out and gotten a response yet. I have the community crossings money that because we're gonna have to pay back some of that from our grant because we didn't use all of it. It's like $112,000. And I can't close out the project until I have that canceled check, so I didn't know, with it being so close to the end of the year, is there a way to encumber that until I can? Because I won't have an invoice or anything, that's the only problem.
It's in your private.
Yes.
Okay.
There should be like $142,000.
Yeah, I'll work on it and see
Okay, that's,
for the checks.
yeah, Misty's been checking this, we sent it
So
out
it's
to
two
personnel.
months done?
Yes, it'd be like it's like for $36,000,
I hope it's not, it's 36,000.
something, yeah, somewhere around there,
Awesome.
because you'd sent it out back in the beginning of November.
Depending on when it was cut and what happened, I may stop payment on that and reissue it and then tell them we need it. Or even maybe I could NCH it to them.
Okay. Okay,
So, but let me look into.
that's fine, I was just trying to
today.
get that spent before the end of the
Okay.
year, so. That's all I have for you guys.
Thanks. Thank you. Nope, can't see anyone. Dana,
I don't have anything.
morning.
Just let you know, we are fully staffed. I do
Awesome.
have one that is, hopefully I can get her on a schedule starting mid-January. And that will take over our overtime. Everybody's working well, everything's up working. So you guys have any questions or anything for me?
Nope.
All right, you guys have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You too. Um. Oh, Jeff wants.
I've been working with the team on that ditch. They will be having a meeting with the citizens that put onto the ditch January 6th. And they sent an application in 6 months ago. The only thing is, they said that maybe, did you read it?
I read it and I spoke to the town's attorney, but that's been
Okay.
a while.
So it's okay, in your opinion, to go ahead and have that meeting. It's just basically an informational meeting, see who's basically okay with it or not, and then go from there. I've asked Roger to come, so I communicated with Roger, so
Yeah,
they just want to open the ditch up.
I think it's up to them on having that meeting. It'll just have to follow the process.
Right, that's, okay. Okay, so that's January 6th. And, I want to thank Brenda and Ken for their service to the county and all they did. Your work and frustrations. Okay. That's it.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'd like to thank Brenda for her years of service also, and Colleen for her years of service. I think they both have well over 30 years in the county, and Brenda will be basically done. Colleen is stepping back down to help for a little bit with Kim, but we sure appreciate everything you guys have done, and a lot of times it's a thankless job, and we do appreciate the work and energy and everything you put into it, so. Yeah.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
River Visor to make the council keep riding.